was a lonely man on a long and winding road. My money was tight, I was struggling to survive. But then you came my way, like an angel here on earth. And you believed in me, you helped me change my life. But I'm not a perfect man, but I'm glad you understand. I wanna be your heart and soul provider. But I'm not a perfect man, but I'm glad you understand that with my love I'll protect you like a soldier. Now it's amazing to me how your life can truly change when you've got a woman and she believes in you. What you have given me is a reason to go on. You brought out the man in me, the man I never knew. But I'm not a perfect man, but I'm glad you understand. I wanna be your heart and soul provider. But I'm not a perfect man, but I'm glad you understand that with my love I'll protect you like a soldier. I never realized how much I need you until I found your love and found my way. And now I'm not afraid, 'cause I survived the pain. And thanks to you, my life has truly changed. I'm not the perfect man, but I'm glad you understand. I wanna be your heart and soul's provider. But I'm not a perfect man, but I'm glad you understand that with my love I'll protect you like a soldier. Oh, baby, woo! I wanna thank God you're here beside me. I wanna be your heart and soul's provider. But I'm not a perfect man, but I'm glad you understand that with my love I'll protect you like a soldier. But I'm not a perfect man, but I'm glad you understand. All I wanna be is your heart and soul provider. Oh, but I'm not the perfect man, but I'm glad you understand that with my love I'll protect you like a soldier.
All right, that was Christopher Williams. I know you guys remember Christopher Williams. At least, ladies, I know you do. From the 90s, Christopher Williams. But he talks about, I mean, that song gives me chills every time I hear it. It used to be one of my favorite songs in the 90s when it came out. He just talks about not a perfect man, but I'm glad you understand. He said, I want to be your heart and soul's provider. So he's singing this to his wife. So this, I want to kind of change streets a bit. So we were talking about going from childhood, and before break we talked about childhood transitioning into an adult. So let's talk about all of the community service. What do I mean by community service? All of the women who have done community service to help a man transition from childhood to adulthood. Because although we know, and I know there's some men out there that did it as well, but for some men, and I've heard this from a lot of men before, that the woman in their lives who ultimately in some cases turned out to be their wives, help that man transition from a child to an adult. Now, Leroy, you and I both know childhood doesn't just mean until 18 or 21. Sometimes childhood could go into their 30s for both men and women. So tell me what you think about a woman helping a man transition from childhood to adulthood. Do you think that's possible?
Well, I do think it's possible if it's the right woman in that regard, because there are times when, as relates to a man will make changes for the right woman. Mm-hmm. And that right woman has to be that woman that man has been introduced to, or he has met her, and he has, on eye contact, decided that within himself that would be one that he would marry. Uh-huh. And so, you don't see men, you may see a man that doesn't go to church, but he meets a lady and she's into church and that sort of thing, and before you know it, he's going to church right along with her. Yeah. There could be certain habits that man may have that he knows about, but he has chosen not to address those mm-hmm. habits, and that right woman, will influence that change. Mm-hmm. And that influence of change comes by way of that man, one, because he allowed it to do so, and mm-hmm. two, mm-hmm. he feels some kind of way about her. Mm-hmm. Now, if in fact that he doesn't feel some kind of way about her, she can talk to him and try to make it or influence him to change, mm-hmm. not make him, but influence him to change all day and all night. Mm-hmm. But if he don't see the value in her mm-hmm. from his own eyes, then he will not change.
Because I've heard that about me helping someone change, and I've heard that at a million weddings. I've heard men say that over and over and over again. That I want to thank this woman for helping me become the man that I am. And that's why I was curious about that, because I can't tell you, I've been to so many weddings and so many love songs are played, and you have men saying that. And I totally agree with you, Leroy. It takes that right woman for that right man, and that man has to want to change. And sometimes it's a subtle change. He may not even know he's changing. Like you said, might.
That is correct. That is correct. Yeah, he's that particular man, could have all the awareness in the world about the idea of change, mm-hmm. But change doesn't come easy for some men because mm-hmm. one, selfishness is involved. Mm-hmm. Two, conveniency is involved. Mm-hmm. So if it's convenient for him, and then three, if he can tolerate a thing, mm-hmm. some people, be it male or female in that life, mm-hmm. if they can tolerate a thing, they'll never change.
Mm. That's
They'll
true.
never change it. And it could be something so simple as going to the dentist. I know I don't like necessarily going to the dentist, but if it hurt, I'm going.
Right.
And, there are times when, because I don't like it, there are times where I might tolerate, just a little bit of pain, and, I move around and work around. Well, I'm going to the dentist next week, and next week comes, and for there are 2 or 3 more weeks, so therefore I'm procrastinating. Right. At that point. But I can my tolerance level for the pain is good. Why? Because I can tolerate it. Mm-hmm. So, it had to hit the core, start rocking my head, and then I'll be going to the dentist tomorrow.
Right. No, that's a perfect analogy. Yeah. That's a perfect analogy. Absolutely. And I think with women, it's the same way. A lot of men can help a woman transition into womanhood if it's the right man, if he's speaking the right words, and it could be a woman that's not going to church, that's not going to church, and then all of a sudden, this man of God comes into her life, and that's totally growing her up in a spiritual way. So I think it happens with both men and women. And with any change, you have to be open to it for someone to help you. Yes, absolutely, to transition into.
Yeah, I so agree with that. I think that the man, as relates to the man changing the woman, the man has to be on top of his game in such a way where he can speak into her life, and she in return gets the benefit of the growth of him speaking into her life.
Yes.
That she becomes greater than what she is currently. And I think that if that woman has the ability to receive
right
in that light, I think it makes the world a better place. It makes the relationship good because obviously if he's not speaking value into her life, then she ain't hearing nothing. So which means that she's not being led.
Right, and I think it's all about trust.
And therein lies the problem.
Right,
with that right there.
Right. Because it's all, I think, with anyone, allowing anyone to speak into their lives or to help grow them up, if you will, I think it's all about trust and all about seeing the value that someone else has in order to say, okay, that I'm going to allow you to help me move to the next level just in life, in womanhood and manhood. I think it really boils down to trust. Do I trust what this person is saying? Do I trust that this person is leading me the right way? Do I trust the experiences that this person has, or whatever it is? And I think that that's very important. And I think with people, you have to allow someone to help you. All of us. I think all of us. And because there's no...
yeah, absolutely. I so agree with that. It has to be about trust, because whether it's a male or female, nobody's going to allow you to, lead them to a rooftop and tell you to jump off of it, and you can go and jump off of it.
Right. Right.
So nobody is, going to do that. I mean, if you leading me somewhere that's going to bring the other side of me out, because I recognize that there's more to me than what I see,
right,
then yes, by all means, we can go for it.
Right.
And vice versa. It works both ways. The man has to, show himself, worthy of, leading that particular female into that, high place that's higher than her,
right,
and vice versa.
Right.
I'm thinking, it works both ways in that regard. And, at the end of the day, of course, you have a common interest, and both parties can work together and somewhere, and, all of it, and just have, fun doing life.
Absolutely. I remember I was trying to think of, while we were preparing for the show, I was trying to think of a time just now where I saw my transition, or when I realized I was an adult. And I would have to say I was 20 years old when I got married, and I moved across country, because right now I still feel like I'm playing adult, because I don't feel old. I don't feel like I'm pushing 50. And I think it's a beautiful thing when you can still play adult, but you're still handling your business, because I think people think with adults you have to be one way or act one way. But I just remember when I was 20 years old and I was somebody's wife, and I was like, oh, shoot, I'm grown. I'm really grown. I might have thought I was grown before, but I'm cooking dinner on a regular basis, because at home and in college, I cooked for my family, but it wasn't, you don't think of it as taking care of somebody. You just think of, this is my family, this is what I do. But when you get married at the age of 20, it's like I'm in there frying catfish, making spaghetti, and we didn't have children, of course, when we first got married. So I was like, okay, I think that would probably